We are recording.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning. We pray that all is well with you. Today is Tuesday, November the 17th, 2020, and the time is 10:01. Welcome to the City Council meeting of the City of Bessemer. You have your agendas. There are agendas in the council chambers. Item number 1, Ms. Taylor.
Roll call. Are we gonna have prayer?
Yes, ma'am. After roll call, I see that's on here. Call to order invocation. Let us have a word of prayer, please. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Let us have a word of prayer, please. Let us not only pray for this city and the well-being of this city, but let us pray for this nation. We had an opportunity to look at our COVID numbers on this morning. Please let us continue the 3 W's, please. Every counselor in the city of Bessemer has masks. You can call your counselor or call the council's secretary at area code 205-260-481-3177, and she will give you masks. Let us have a silent word of prayer, please. Amen. Item number 2, Ms. Taylor.
Roll call. Counselor Alexander. Counselor Carr. She there. Counselor Alexander.
Is she muted?
She's. Counselor Alexander. She is muted. She's not answering. Counselor Collier.
Present.
Counselor Crusoe. Counselor Crusoe. Counselor Marshall.
Present.
Counselor Thickpen.
Present.
Counselor Matthews.
Present.
Counselor Donald.
Present.
We have 5 present, 2 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Item number 3, please.
Committee reports.
Counselors, are there any committee reports today? Any committee reports? If not, item number 4.
Presentations, awards, announcements, and recognitions.
Thank you. Mayor Gurley, do you have any presentations, announcements, awards, and/or recognition? Mayor, are you on the line? Counselors, do you have any presentations, award announcements, and/or recognitions? If not, I would like to.
Madam Chair, I was trying to get my unmuted. Yes, I have an announcement.
Yes, sir.
It's a turkey giveaway. Includes 1 turkey and a dry can side. Sunday, November the 22nd at 2:30 p.m. Allen Temple AME Church, 917 22nd Street, North Bessemer. Phone 205-428-5961. A mission partnership between Allen Temple AME and the church at Ross Bridge UMC. A turkey dinner giveaway. Includes 1 turkey and 1 dry can sides. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Matthews. There are other
Okay.
giveaways. I think District 3 will have a giveaway. We just don't have the date just as yet. I think District 2 has a giveaway at Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church in conjunction with Commissioner Sheila Tyson, and that's on November the 20th from 12 until 2, if I'm not mistaken. And District, I would like the Councilor Crusoe, are you on the line? There will be one in District 7 as well on the 20th from 12 until 2 at Visionary Ministries there on Dartmouth Avenue with Pastor Kidd. There will be hot meals served at the High Rise there in District 7 on Thanksgiving Day. There will be hot meals given out at Dunbar Gym on Thanksgiving Day. When the counselors come on, I would hope that they would announce it again with the correct times and the phone numbers.
Item 5.
Ms. Taylor, has the mayor joined us? Has Councilor Crusoe joined us?
I see Councilor Crusoe, but they're muted. Councilor Crusoe? I see her, but she's not saying anything.
Okay, let's
Can you
go.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm here. I'm present.
Thank you. Ms. Taylor, will you announce the arrival of Councilor Crusoe?
Yes, ma'am. Councilor Crusoe arrived at the council meeting at 10:08 a.m.
Do we see Councilor Alexander? If not, Councilor Crusoe, will you, I was giving them information on your turkey dinner giveaways, as well as your dinner on Thanksgiving Day at the High Rise. If you would like to give them the correct date, phone number, and or any other information that's needed.
Thank you so much, President. On this Friday, November the 20th, I'm partnering along with Commissioner Sheila Tyson. We're going to have food boxes and turkey giveaway at 1829 Dartmouth Avenue. That's Visionary Ministry, the church on the corner of Dartmouth Avenue and 19th Street. And on Thanksgiving Day, and that's going to be from 12 until 2 p.m. On Thanksgiving Day, thanks to, I don't have that information right before me, but I'll make sure that I come afterwards to thank them. But we have a Masonic Lodge that is partnering with us for the Thompson Manor in order to make sure our seniors receive a hot meal, and in the same token practicing social distancing. We're just trying to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to receive a good hot meal on Thanksgiving Day. And again, thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. I was giving the mayor an opportunity to join us if he had any presentations, awards, announcements, and or recognitions. But let me go on with our, okay, whomever is speaking while I'm speaking, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Let me congratulate our 6U football players. They went to the state this weekend in Mobile. And the poor little guys, they played out of their shoes. They won at the state in Mobile in 2 overtimes. So they will be advancing to Florida. The first 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get the dates for you and give you the dates just in case You want to travel with them to support those young men. I want to thank the coaches who work so well with these children. And because I have children out there, and not just my children, other children as well, I sat and watched. These children are well behaved and they love what they do. From the city of Bessemer, thank you, coaches, for taking the time out. And these are not paid coaches, for taking the time out with our children. And we'll look to see you in Florida. Item number 5.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ms. Taylor, will you please announce Counselor Alexander, please?
Yes, ma'am. Counselor Alexander arrived at the city council meeting at 10:10 a.m.
Thank you so much. Has
Madam
the-
Chair, I had a question.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I also want to say congratulations to the 6 youth as well. Are we helping the boys this year, the team this year, to get there and back? Are we going to contribute anything? Because they still wear the Bessemer logo and they still represent the city of Bessemer.
no.
I can say that no one has contacted me. I don't know whether they've contacted the mayor or not, but that may be something that we need to discuss.
Because they have contacted me and asked for donations, and I told them to phone the mayor's office.
They didn't laugh out.
Someone phone.
Whoever is on the line, please mute your phone. We can hear your conversation as the counselors are talking. Please mute your phone. Please mute your phones. Thank you, 424-4060, for muting your phone. As I stated, Counselor Alexander, they have not, and we can get with the mayor with that after the meeting to see whether or not they have contacted him. As soon as he comes on the line, that's a question that we can ask.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I'm on the line.
Good morning, Mayor Gurley. How are you?
Good morning to you, entire council, and all who are on and part of this meeting. Madam Chair, as all of you are aware, our resolution, you closed and stuff down the Civic Center, the Recreation Center, and the golf clubhouse to the general public, which also discontinued any city sports and so at that any sports at that particular time. No one has reached out to the mayor's office, but I would say to you, if you wanted to go back and take a look at it, and you wanted to donate something from the council, surely you all would be within your rights. But as far as if the facility is closed and so to the general public by resolution of you all, and the fact that we had made it very clear and stuff that there would be no sports and stuff this season, that would be completely up and stuff to the council body what they choose and stuff choose not and stuff to do relevant and stuff to donating and stuff at this time.
Mayor Gurley, what would be your recommendation to the council?
Well, I don't know. That has not been an ask, and so I can't really make a recommendation because I don't know what's needed. No one has reached out to this office concerning anything that's needed at this particular time.
Thank you, Councilor Alexander. Did they leave a name or number with you Or,
Yes, I'll get that to Mayor Gully.
thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Gully. Do you have any more presentations, awards, announcements, or recognitions?
Madam President, I would just like, just to mention that, we know, all over America, that, our COVID numbers, are spreading tremendously, and Bessemer is no exception. We are having, some numbers now that's, I guess, out of this world. So I really just want to encourage the citizens of Bessemer, to continue, social distancing and wearing their mask and doing all those things that are necessary. I know all of us, right now are kind of fatigued when it comes and stuff to COVID, but you know, COVID is not taking a break. It's continuing to do and so what COVID and stuff does. We know that we're coming up to the Thanksgiving holiday. Obviously, I'm having to make some adjustments to my usual family activity, and I'm encouraging all of the citizens to do the same. We may not be able and stuff to come together as we've done in the past, relevant and stuff to big family events and things of that nature. So I do just want to encourage all of the citizens to continue to do the things that are necessary to keep themselves and their families safe during this holiday and so period, but not only during the holiday period, just going forward, because these numbers, until until we get this what gets the shots out there, vaccine out there to everyone, we just gonna have to take care of ourselves and continue to do what we've been doing. So I just want to encourage the citizens to be visual when it comes to that, be vigilant when it comes to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gully. I was just telling the council as well as our citizens, after viewing the numbers this morning, I was a bit discouraged, seeing that we are, and I let them know that each counselor has masks. If they don't have them, they can call the council's office to receive masks, and we will give them to them. Thank you so much, Mayor Gully. Item number 5, Ms. Taylor.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
thank you. I just wanted to mention the conversation regarding the football teams. I'm supportive of our children and the activities that they take part in, but I thought we passed a resolution some time ago to close the rec center, to cease all activities out of an abundance of caution for the children. And I think it's kind of disheartening that we pass resolutions and then we don't enforce. And then we come back and just let people do what they want to do without them coming and asking for permission or some special opportunity to do something. I don't have any opposition to giving support, but I just think when we make rules, we need to stick by the rules unless we come back together to say that it's okay for the young people to go out and to represent the city of Bessemer. And again, we did it out of an abundance of caution so that could mitigate any opportunity for our young people in contact sports spreading of the coronavirus. So that's my comment on that.
Thank you so much, Councilor Marshall. Item number 5.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I failed to make mention about the Urban League. Birmingham Urban League will be at the Antioch Baptist Church on November the 19th from 10 to 12 in lieu of the Jefferson County Commission allocated $1 million to the Urban League, and and Jefferson County Committee for Economic Opportunity, JCCEO, whereby they, as in the residents, can bring their utility bill or rental notice to this meeting, this 2-hour time frame, and get assistance, and it will be paid directly to the utility and or landlord. So that will be going on at the Antioch Baptist Church and Pipe Shop from 10 to 12 a.m. On Thursday, November the 19th. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Matthews. I must add to that, if to keep you from standing in the lines, the long lines, if you receive disability and or Social Security, you will not be able to receive these services. So for those of you who do, this is just a note to keep you from standing in the lines, the long lines, because there at New Jerusalem, I passed by at 6:30 and the line was almost wrapped around the church. So to keep you from standing in the lines, the long lines, if you receive disability and or Social Security, you will not be able to receive these funds. These funds are strictly due to COVID. Thank you so much. Any other counselor? Item number 5, Ms. Taylor.
Madam President, just one thing I would like to, I came on late. We want to also extend our heartfelt condolences to the family. I don't know whether you all said something before I got on, of Coach Carol Cox. We lost him last week. And his family has also reached out to us wanting a resolution. Mayor Gully, I have forwarded that information for a resolution for the Cox family to your office via through Terrain Norris. And whatever you all could do as far as insisting on getting a resolution together for this family, and also I guess an update on the resolution concerning Dr. Helen Cooley would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Crusoe, I'll take a look at that information, and we'll do what's necessary relevant to that. Concerning the one for Dr. Helen Cooley, I did and so locate that information. We'll get that resolution done and forward that one to you as well.
No problem. Thank you so much, Mayor Gully. Thanks, Madam Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Taylor, for the 10th time, item number 5.
Status on AMIC.
I know that you all wonder why we keep AMIC Cdbg up under old business. It will stay there until it has been resolved, and then it will be removed from the agenda. Councilor Alexander, do you have anything to say about AMIC?
Yes, Madam President. At 6:30 Tuesday, we will be having a meeting via Zoom, me and the committee. But before the committee meeting, I know Attorney Payton said they entered into agreement in January for 3 years. That agreement is for 3 years. And I wanted to ask the previous council members, including you as well, have this ever been done like this before? That we've entered into a contract and it's never been brought before the council?
Councilor Alexander first. In my notes, I think you said Thursday.
Thursday at 6:30.
No, you said Tuesday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday at 6:30.
Okay, Thursday at 6:30. Okay, I sometimes I will write things down wrong. Thursday at 6:30. And if I'm not mistaken, I did go back and listen to the meeting on last week when you asked that question. I did go back and I listened to that meeting. And I did pull the letter that we received from Attorney Payton's office. that did state that we don't have a contract. I think on last week, if I'm not mistaken, Attorney Payton did say that we had entered into some type of contract with not AMIC, but the agent of record. I think that's what was said, and that there was 3 years. So it would be 2022. At that time, I think I made the remark that I wasn't looking for it to happen in 21. I was looking for it to happen in 22. Is that what you're speaking of, Counselor Alexander?
Yes, ma'am, that's what I'm speaking of.
I'll yield to Attorney Payton if he's on the line.
Yes, ma'am. No, what I was referring to last week was there's a 3-year policy period with the AMIC. And by entering into an agreement with them to purchase from them for a 3-year period, you receive a reduced premium. So the first year of that term was 19 to 20. The second year will be 20 to 21, and the third year will be 21 to 22. So you receive a reduced premium. I think it's 5% by agreeing to purchase insurance from them for a 3-year period. So that's what I was referring to, not any agreement between you and the agent of record. It is the policy between AMIC and you.
Thank you for clearing that up for us, Attorney Payton. Counselor Alexander, did that clear your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that cleared my question. Thank you.
You are having a meeting of the AMIC committee Thursday at 6:30 via Zoom.
Madam Chair.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
In listening to Attorney Payton clarify the statement that was made on last week, I know I'm not on the committee, and I'm not, trying to, I guess one thing that I would ask of the committee upon meeting to kind of weigh the pros and cons of those discounts, because whatever those discounts are, if we're going to set if we'll be saving more funds, even as far as in changing an agent of record, if it's much more economically feasible for the city, then those are some things to take in consideration too. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Crusoe. Item number 6, Ms. Taylor.
Yes, ma'am. Item 6 is status on CDBG.
I place that back on there, counselors. I would like to get with the mayor and the counselors and have a meeting on CDBG, and we discuss the letter that we received from the federal government, HUD, on one day last month. If this is possible, Mayor Gully, will you look at your calendar? And next week, if it's possible, first part of next week, let us have a meeting to discuss this letter that we received from HUD on CDBG.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I thought you mentioned that you were going to disseminate that letter to the council a week or so ago.
I did say that as soon as we get the meeting set up, I will send that letter to the council to make sure that everyone has that letter to discuss.
But you said you were going to send it last week.
I do apologize. I do
what's the
apologize.
reservation about sending the letter?
I do apologize, Councilor Marshall. But as soon as we get a date from Mayor Gully on when we can meet, I will send that letter to each counselor, and I think to the attorneys as well as to Mayor Gully. Thank you.
Well, I don't understand what the relevance is about a meeting. If you got a letter you said you were going to disseminate, why can't we have the letter now and still meet?
We can have the letter now. We can meet.
So I'm asking you, if you have a letter, to go on and send a letter to the council, and we'll have that letter, and we'll have an opportunity to review it and be better prepared when we do meet.
Councilor Marshall, you'll receive your letter on today. And
I'll be
Mayor,
looking.
please, will you please look at your calendar and look at some days that we can possibly do a Zoom meeting to discuss this letter from HUD. Thank you so much. Ms. Taylor, item number 7, please.
Status on janitorial service.
Mayor Gully, are you still on the line?
Madam President, yes, I am.
Thank you. Status of janitorial services. I'm laughing too, Mayor Gully. So you're not the only one laughing. I'm laughing too. Status of the janitorial services, sir.
Well, I'm going to yield to Attorney Payton and stuff. I think that's already gone, are being prepared to go out and stuff for bid as we speak and stuff now. So Attorney Payton, you want to speak to that?
Yes, sir. Madam President, the RFP called for a November 10th walkthrough by prospective bidders. That did occur, and there were a large number of companies that showed up showing interest in that project. Bids are due on December the 1st at 4 p.m.
December the 1st at 4.
Yes, ma'am.
That's to Ms. Taylor's office. Is that correct?
Let me look and see. That is correct. Ms. Taylor's office, 4 p.m., Tuesday, December the 1st.
Thank you. Are there any questions, councilors? And or concerns? Thank you so much. Item number 8, please.
Status on written report of Bessemer Utilities Budget 2019-2020.
I did see Mr. Yarbrough. Mr. Yarbrough, are you on the line?
Madam President,
Yes, sir, Mayor Gully.
Mr. Yarborough has submitted that budget and stuff to me, and I'm reviewing it.
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure that it's included in the council's pack and stuff
Yes.
for the next and stuff meeting.
Thank you so much, Mayor Gully. Are there any questions or concerns, councilors? Item number 9, please.
9 is requesting status of demolition on the following properties in District 6, 2007 16th Street North, 1900 18th Way North, 1904 18th Way North.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. Councilor Matthews.
Yeah, I received the information I received that information, and the 19, and I think I tried to explain the reason why it was 1904 on the memo, because it's clearly marked on the house. So that was just me going by there, just looking at it. So if the correct address is 1906, then okay, it's 1906. So I'm good with that. But at the same time, that's the Russell's house. If no one can contact the Russells, I do know how to contact them if no one can get in touch with them. But the other two, which is 2007 16th Street North and 1900 18th Way, I'm good. I've have that report already. So we wait until everything's cleared. So that will take care of item 9. All except getting in touch with the Russells.
Thank you. I have it.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am. Councilor Alexander.
on yesterday, we got an email from Mr. Norris, and it said on the first page, it only shows one demolished structure, but I don't have the list. I don't have a clear list of houses that will be demolished in District 2 or the city as a whole.
Well, that was my next question because I didn't receive a list as well. I only received that we had 1, 2, maybe 3 that was on the list, but I did not receive a list. That's my problem too. I did not receive a complete list. I did not receive a. And maybe Mr. Norris can send a complete list to Ms. Coleman and she'll get it to us, but I did not receive a complete list. I only received 3 on that list that I received. Mayor Gully, can you speak to that? Or was that the 3 we were supposed to receive or?
Madam Chair, I'll get with Mr. Norris and have him send you all that complete list.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Item number 10, please. Ms. Hall, are you on the line?
Good morning, everyone. I am.
Good morning, Ms. Hall. How are you?
I'm well yourself. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Ms. Taylor, item number 10, please.
Request abatement of properties, list attached.
Councilors, you received your list of abated properties. Are there any questions and or concerns? Ms. Hall, 3018 Dartmouth Avenue. Is that gray house?
I don't believe it is. I think it's a white structure. It sits. It faces Dartmouth, of course, and I think it's behind the daycare. That's located in the alley between Dartmouth and Clarendon.
That's that structure that has that looks like carport that has fallen down. I never know the address because the address is not on the structure. That
No,
little
ma'am, I think there's a for sale sign out in the front yard of that property. It's adjacent to a vacant lot that's right there as well. Before you get to the restaurant, I think it's called Destiny's on the corner.
Yes, ma'am. I know where you're speaking of. Thank you, because there's not any addresses on those homes. Thank you so much, Ms. Taylor. Council, you have seen. I need a motion in a second, please.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move that the property listed be abated.
Need a second, please.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that these properties be abated. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander. Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Tinsell.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thickpen.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Item number 11, Ms. Taylor.
Report of costs, list attached.
Councilors, you have your report of cost here and your list attached. Are there any questions and or concerns? If there's not, I need a motion and a second, please.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move that we accept this report of cost.
Need a second, please.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thickpen. It has been properly motioned and second that we will accept the cost for this report of cost of these properties. Ms. Taylor, roll call, please.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Taylor.
you.
Item number 12, please.
Request to change signatures.
Counselors, I think it was on last week, Counselor Crusoe requested, asked the question, when can the signatures be changed for the council, the city council? And I think I was right in telling her that the signatures can be changed at any given point in time with the majority vote of the city council. Attorney Harris, is that not correct?
That's my understanding, yes, ma'am.
That is your understanding? Are you on the line?
Madam President, this is Shan. Can I-
One moment, Attorney. Are you on the line?
Yeah, I mean, she did.
Can you all hear Attorney Harris? Come around here, Attorney Harris.
Yeah, Counsel, that is my understanding that can be changed as the council pleases.
Attorney Payton?
Yes, ma'am. At some point, and I can't remember the exact year, there was an ordinance passed that said it was the mayor or Keela, and it says the mayor or finance director is one signature, and then it said two counselors, one would be put on the check card and one of them. So you either had to have like the mayor and one counselor, or Keela and one counselor is how that's signed. I'm not saying you can't change the individual counselors, but there's an ordinance on that as it relates to who is on that account. Greg, do you recall that? I'm trying to remember what year that was.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one before, but that's the council, one of the councils actually passed that resolution sometime in the past.
Yeah, correct. I can't remember what. I'm looking for it, having Ellen look at it now, look for that ordinance, but it doesn't speak to the individuals themselves. It just speaks to the office holders and how they do that.
So that still remains that the council, the majority of the body of the city of Bessemer City Council can change the signatures with the majority vote. Is that correct? Attorney Payton.
I would like to look at that document. If it's an ordinance, yes, you can. The council could change who their two signatures are.
Yes, sir.
But I think you would, if you want to change it where you have the mayor and or one counselor, or Keela and or one counselor, you would need to change an ordinance for that. So if you're just trying to change the signatures for the two city councilors, I think you can change that at any time.
We just, as recommended by, come on around, Attorney Harris, what was that recommendation?
Well, I think that the whole matter is controlled by the city council on through an ordinance. It should be through an ordinance if you want to do it.
So we can amend the ordinance. Is that correct, Attorney Harris?
That's what I believe. Yeah.
Okay, the ordinance can be amended, and by a vote of the city council, majority of the city council, it can be changed. But right now, by a vote of the city council, majority of the council, we can change the signatures today. Or are you asking that we table this until you have an opportunity to pull that ordinance?
I think, Council President, it would be a good idea to table it. Let's look at that ordinance. What my concern is whether the ordinance, since it doesn't speak to the persons that are on the card, it speaks to the placeholders as to whether that would be an ordinance of a permanent nature. But I would like to look at that ordinance just to determine that. I know for a fact you certainly could change you could change the 2 counselors now, but I'd like to look at it to see if if there is an ordinance that says the finance director is on that card, the mayor is on that card. If you see what I'm saying, I certainly understand there's case law that says that the council can change the signatures on a checking account, but I just want to find out and look at that to see if there was an ordinance that says the mayor of the city will be on that account, the finance director will be on the account, and in which manner that is.
I would,
Madam,
one moment, please, Counselor Crusoe. Counselor Crusoe.
Okay, I'm not really clear on what Attorney Payton is saying as far as what the signatures. Whatever that ordinance is, I mean, we're you're just voting to change what we already are practicing right now. So if whatever ordinance it is that he finds, that will have to be entertained or made to it at that time. As of today, we're following the, I guess.
Madam,
Towards that,
You're breaking,
me and my
Counselor Crusoe, you're breaking up badly.
yeah, I mean, I was kicked off. I'm not certain as to why.
Okay, go ahead and state.
Is it clearer? Is it clearer for you now?
Yes, we can hear you much clearer.
Okay, do I need to start over? Did you hear anything I said?
Start over, please.
Okay, as I made mention last week concerning asking the question as to when the check signers would be changed. And hearing what Attorney Payton just made mention of, if it's an ordinance or something that's in place that's contrary to what how we are already operating, then once that that's found, we'll at that time entertain it and possibly amend or change it. The statement that I'm making, we're within the same framework that we're operating under right now with 2 council members as the check signers. So I'm not sure if we're on the same page with what he's presenting versus what it is that I'm asking.
Well, what he's presenting, Counselor Crusoe, he wants to pull the ordinance, make sure that it is or is not of permanent nature. But at this time, we are well within our rights as the council to change and or not the signers that's on there right now with a majority of the vote. We're not asking, I don't think anything has been said about the mayor and or the finance director. The only thing that was said was about the counselor. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I mean,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not certain as to what. I'm not
Madam President,
the same page with what's being said.
Yes, sir. Attorney.
Madam President, I think you're correct. As I recall that ordinance, it would be perfectly within the council's right and the way that ordinance is written to change the 2 city councilors that are on that signature card. I don't see an issue with that. If there were more changes in that, like taking the mayor or taking the finance director off, I would want to review the ordinance. But if it's just changing 2 councilors, I think that falls within the purview of that ordinance. Although I think it'd be a good idea to pull it out and look at it and make sure that we.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me, Madam Chair. I'm sorry. Can I make a statement to what Attorney Payton just said?
I'll just hold on one moment, Councilor Crusoe. Attorney Harris.
Yeah, I was just going to add, I think it would be in all our best interest if we got a copy of the ordinance. Let's read it.
Thank you.
So let's see what it says and we can go from there.
I received a copy of the ordinance this morning from Ms. Taylor. And Ms. Coleman, I think you have a copy. If you do, please send it to the counselors at this point in time If you don't, Ms. Taylor, will you please send that copy to Ms. Coleman? And Ms. Coleman can disseminate it at this time.
Yes.
She can, Ms. Taylor is getting ready, Ms. Coleman, to send you that information. And will you please get it to each counselor? And this is the last, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last resolution that was done changing the signatures. That was when the new council began in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. It was 2018. Ms. Taylor is getting ready to send the council. It's resolution number 1413-18. That's 1413-18 that was done on May the 5th, 2018. She is getting ready now to send it to each counselor. It is not being asked that we change Ms. Pryor and or the mayor. The only thing that I think Ms. Crusoe is inquiring about is that we change the signatures from the council. And I think I can think of 152,000 ways just sitting here as to why it needs to be changed. I have given that resolution to the council's attorney, and he does agree with me, as well as Attorney Payton, that it is in the purview of the council to change the signatures on the accounts, the majority of the council. Let me say that, to or not to.
Madam Chair.
Councilors, do you have that? Yes, ma'am, Councilor Crusoe.
I would like to make a motion for us to change the signatures for the council for the city of Bessemer.
Councilor Crusoe has made a motion.
Second.
And I hear a second. Councilor Alexander has second that we change the signatures as of the 17th day of November, Tuesday, 2020. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Madam President, no discussion on the motion.
I'm sorry, Councilor Collier.
Yes, ma'am. Why is it so urgent to change it today?
Councilor Crusoe,
we-
would you like to answer that?
Of course I will.
Yes.
Councilor Collier, I mean, we didn't say anything of urgency. I just asked for us to change the signatures on the city accounts. So as council members, we'll be a bit more privy to what we've been elected to do, is to keep up with the finances of the city of Bessemer. That's if you agree, Councilor Collier.
I do agree, but I don't think our recommendation from the city attorney, our recommendation from our attorney is to go over this information. So
I think
you know,
you just misunderstood what they just said, Councilor Collier.
I
They just
understood
broke it down
exactly.
in layman's
I
terms
just
that
understood
this is
exactly what they said. If you let me talk, I just understood
Okay,
exactly what they said. You
would
have
love
your
to
opinion.
say.
You have your opinion. I have mine.
Of course.
I understood exactly what they said.
Okay.
And your thing was, okay, I just want to do it because, you know, I think it's in the best interest of the city. That's one opinion. That's your opinion.
Okay. We also have a vote. So you know, I mean, we can go forth as far as in voting, and you can vote your conviction.
I understand that. You just answered the question to say the only reason you want to change it is in for the best interest of the city.
That wasn't the only reason, but that's the reason that I gave you.
Okay, what was the next reason?
I mean, that's enough for you. That's enough. Now,
you can't tell me I'm not enough. I'm not a child. Can
we go forth with the vote?
Council Donaldson.
Sorry.
I mean, Madam President.
Yes.
Said,
One moment. One moment,
See-
Counselor Collier. One moment, Counselor Collier.
Okay,
One
hold on.
moment.
She interrupted me. I'm still speaking.
I'm going to allow you to speak, Counselor.
Go ahead.
I'm going to allow you to speak. Counselor Crusoe, we're going to allow Counselor Collier to finish his statement, and then we'll go back to the voting. We do have a motion and a second on the floor. Let us allow Counselor Collier to finish his statement. Counselor Collier, please.
Okay, all you said is you just didn't want to answer the second part. Is that what I'm hearing? You said you had that first reason, but your second reason, you just don't want to go into it. And so that's why you want to pass it today. First reason is one.
Are
Second
you still
reason
talking
is
to me, Councilor Collier?
Yes, ma'am.
You've asked me to be quiet. Now you're asking me to talk.
Now I'm asking you to answer the question.
No, I don't owe you an explanation. I said this is in the best interest of the citizens of the city of Bessemer who elected us to oversee the finances of the city of Bessemer. That is the answer, Councilor Collier.
Yes, and you also had a second statement that
I
you
have
didn't want to.
I have more than two. I mean, I've given you enough.
You give. You don't give me anything. But go ahead, Madam President. Go ahead with your
Madam
vote.
Chair.
Madam Chair.
One moment, please. Counselor Matthews.
Go ahead, Council Marshall. I'll give it.
Counselor Marshall.
I'm not arguing about that.
You know, and I'm not going to argue about it
Counselor
either.
Marshall.
I mean, I'm one of the signers, but you know, the bottom line is another attempt to micromanage the mayor. Okay, I mean, somebody thinking checks are being signed as if they're made payable to the mayor. Every check that I've ever signed has been to vendors and stuff like that. And what we got to be conscious of is that if people are trying to micromanage, they're going to slow the process down. Our vendors are going to be late getting paid, and ultimately we're going to mess around and do damage to our credit rating. Because you know, I would never sign a check that I didn't understand or that I knew was due to a vendor. And I'm sure that Ms. Keeler's office, they have their process in place to know what checks are to be cut and what checks need to be signed and who's being paid. So I just see this, you know, you're trying to fluff around it, but I see this as another attempt to slow down the workings of the city and to try to micromanage the mayor. That's just as simple as I can say it.
I hear micromanage. I don't think she asked the question, and I think she gave a very good answer. What's for the best for this city? I don't think that anyone that sits on this council is trying to micromanage the mayor, as I've stated several times before. It's not personal. We must look at this. It's not personal. It is business for the city of Bessemer. Ms. Taylor, let's continue with roll call, please.
I don't think we've seen.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Madam Chair.
yes, sir.
Madam Chair, you said you had 150,000 reasons why it'd be changed.
About 152,000 reasons.
Yeah. Can you enumerate at least 10 of them for me?
Yes, sir. Regions Bank, the city of Bessemer. Regions Bank, the city of Bessemer. Regions Bank, Bessemer Public Library. Regions Bank, the city of Bessemer.
I mean,
Ms.
I
Taylor.
don't understand what you're saying. Wait, hold up. You have not delineated anything, any reasons. That's not reasons. What are the reasons?
Council Marshall. Council Marshall. We
I hear you.
a counselor has asked, it has been motioned and second. We'll go ahead and carry on with that motion and that.
No, but you said you had 150,000 reasons why, and I just simply asked you for my information to name 5 reasons.
Vote your conviction, Ms. Taylor.
Oh, you can't answer the question.
Vote your conviction.
You cannot answer the question. Well,
Vote
you ought to
your-
stop. You ought to stop exaggerating if you can't answer the question.
Counselor Marshall, I will not even dignify you today. Ms. Taylor.
Madam,
I have dignity. I have integrity.
This mic.
Please carry the motion.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am, Counselor Thigpen.
thank you for acknowledging me,
I
but
did not hear you, and I will always acknowledge a counselor. I did not hear you. I do apologize. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Thigpen.
well, you keep trying to do the vote and you haven't answered questions and you haven't heard from all the counselors yet.
I do apologize.
Cut off our discussion until you say, is there any further discussion? If not, we'll have a roll call.
Okay. Thank you so much, Counselor Thigpen.
Thank you. You've done this a little over
Is
a
there
year.
any other discussion or any other counselor that has not spoken would like to speak? Counselor Thigpen, would you like to speak?
Yes, ma'am, I would. I, along with Counselor Marshall, want to know what the 152,000 reasons are. If we need to go into executive session to discuss this, because it sounds like you're accusing someone of signing checks to $152,000 worth that shouldn't have been signed. So I want to know personally, because of the finances of this city, what they are, to know why. You're not listening to me, Counselor Donald. You're talking the whole time.
I can talk. I can do a number of things, Counselor Thigpen. I can walk, chew bubble gum, and throw a ball all at the same time. I am listening to you, but I'm also listening to Attorney Harris.
Well,
Now, you said that, do we need to go into executive session? Now, that was what I was asking Attorney Harris. Do we need to go into executive session? Do we need to go into executive session so that I can tell them my 152,000 reasons?
We may need to consider that. These things. can't be
Attorney
discussed in
Harris
public.
states that we may need to consider. We'll table this item until the end of the meeting and go into executive session.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Item number 13, Ms. Taylor.
Public hearing for the rezoning of the property located at 2018 Highway 150, Bessemer, Alabama, from R2 Single Family Residential District to
Attorney Payton, do you have? Attorney Payton, do you have anyone over in the council's chambers?
No, ma'am, I don't. I guess this will go on the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to the City Council. There's no one here in the audience to speak on this matter.
Okay. Councilors, you have it in your packet.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve this ordinance.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Thank you, sir. It has been properly moved in second. We will move to the
Madam
recommendation
President,
of zoning.
Madam President, this Shan, the rezoning will be an ordinance of a permanent nature, so I think you'll need to do a motion to consider first and then.
We will, if it's of a permanent nature.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chair,
Yes, yes, sir.
I move that we consider this ordinance.
I need a second for the consideration.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that we will consider this ordinance. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move the ordinance.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second that we will accept the ordinance. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Item number, is that 14?
Item 14 is an ordinance to further amend ordinance number 3391 of the City of Bessemer entitled City of Bessemer Zoning Ordinance for the 17th day of November 2020.
Attorney Payton.
Yes, ma'am. That's the one that the council just adopted after the hearing, which was number 13.
Yes, that was number 14.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Item number 15, please.
Resolution appointing Jarvis D. Collier to the City of Bessemer Downtown Redevelopment Authority Board.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
is this not a vote? Did we vote on this?
We're as it stands right now, Counselor, we did not receive any information on Counselor Collier, other than stating that he wanted to be on the board, but we did accept the resolution.
Madam President, I'm sorry, go ahead.
One moment, Counselor Collier. We did accept the resolution to appoint him to the board. Now, whether or not you all appoint him to the board, that's a totally different thing, but we did accept the resolution and placed it on the agenda, and we will have a vote. Counselor Collier.
Yes, ma'am. Seeing that Ms. Pitts is the only person that got her application in on time, that's including myself, with permission from the council, would it be okay if we just vote on Ms. Pitts' application and then we advertise these other people on the application, include myself later for the Downtown Development Board Authority?
You're absolutely
Madam-
right. One moment, Counselor Matthews, go ahead.
Oh, you,
Go ahead.
thank you, Madam Chair. Now, it was my understanding when we were talking and Council Marshall made reference to the application that we had, which I didn't know who it was then. But now that we're saying that, now that we know it's Ms. Pitt, I concur with Councilor Collier, since she was the only one who got it in on time, that we move forward. That was my understanding at the last meeting, that's what we were going to do. But I concur with him, Councilor Collier, in doing so, and re-advertise and then come back and deal with the ones again who get their information in on time before the deadline.
You know, I must agree with both of you after careful thought and looking and listening and reading the resolution and the ordinance. It is quite possible that many others would have applied if they knew that we were going to treat the late applications as well as the one that got in on time. I think we would have had several people to continue to apply, but you all are absolutely right, Councilor Collier as well as Counselor Matthews. We will, and we will take Ms. Demita Dunn Pitts. We will vote on her resolution on her appointment today. And I ask that this body, to have this board placed back out for re-advertisement. Item number 15 will be tabled until after the re-advertisement. Item number 16, Ms. Taylor.
Resolution appointing Demita Dunn Pitts to the City of Bessemer Downtown Redevelopment Authority Board.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir, Counselor. Yes, sir.
I move the appointment of Dr. Pitts to the Downtown Redevelopment Authority Board.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Are there any questions and or concerns? Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander,
Aye.
Councilor Collier,
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe,
Nay.
Councilor Marshall,
Aye.
Councilor Thigpen,
Aye.
Councilor Matthews,
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Nay.
We have 5 ayes, 2 nays. The motion carries.
Thank you. We will get a letter to Ms. Demita Dunn Pitts and congratulate her for the appointment to the Downtown Bessemer Redevelopment Authority Board. Item number 17, 18, 19 will be tabled until we will do re-advertisement. Ms. Taylor, when would that advertisement go out?
If it's approved by the council today, it could be advertised starting next week on the 25th, November 25th.
But Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
we don't have a resolution to that effect.
Madam
So
President, this is Shan.
One
Okay.
moment, Attorney Payton. Go ahead.
No,
Attorney.
I'm finished. I just said we don't have a resolution to that effect today. Perhaps we can have that resolution available first meeting in December.
We
Madam
can have
President.
That was
have
wrong.
that resolution. Attorney Payton, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. After researching this issue yesterday, in an abundance of caution, I prepared a resolution and sent it to Ms. Coleman this morning that would authorize the advertisement with beginning, I think the advertisements would begin November the 25th, run for 2 weeks, and then all resumes would have to be in by December the 18th. So
December the 18th, what you said?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Coleman has that resolution.
Thank you. Ms. Coleman is sending that resolution out right now to each counselor. So we can go ahead and get this ball moving.
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
I would therefore move the resolution in as much as Attorney Payton has already prepared it.
Yes, sir.
And it simply needs to be distributed.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that we will accept the resolution to re-advertise the Downtown Redevelopment Board to get other citizens to apply to this board. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Yes, ma'am. Can I get an item number for this?
Let's make that item number. Let's make that
18.
Ms. Taylor, item number 27.
Okay.
Did you?
Madam Chair,
Yes, yes, sir.
may I recommend that we make it perhaps item 19A, since that's kind of in that block of appointments that we were talking about?
No, sir, I'd rather keep it at the end. 27A would be fine.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, wait. Tim,
Councilor Marshall, we're not going to argue today.
it's no need,
19A, it
really.
can be, Ms. Taylor,
Yes, ma'am.
make that 19A, because I'm not going to do this with Councilor Marshall today. Make it 19A, that would be fine
You just don't want to answer questions,
with the
okay?
president. Thank you. Make it
You just don't want
19A,
to
please.
answer questions.
Make
You
it
just,
19A. I will
you
not
just don't
do
want to
this with
answer
you today,
questions.
Councilor Marshall, whether I wanted to answer your questions or not. I will not get in the gutter with you today. Thank you so much. Please make it 19A, Ms. Taylor.
Let me respond to that.
No, sir. Ms. Taylor, let us go on.
I-
Item
You're-
number 20, Ms. Taylor.
I won't even
Singleton,
dignify
please
you.
mute that mic. Mr. Singleton, please mute that mic. Ms. Taylor, let us go on to item number 20, please.
Yes, ma'am. Can I do roll call for 19A?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and do a
Okay.
roll call for 19A.
Yes, ma'am. Counselor Alexander?
Aye.
Counselor Collier?
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe?
Aye.
Counselor Marsh? Oh,
Please unmute his mic.
Counselor Marshall? Counselor Thigpen?
Aye.
Counselor Matthews?
Aye.
Counselor Donald? Counselor
Aye.
Donald? Counselor Marshall?
Aye.
We have 7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Item number 20, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a fee-for-service agreement with the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama for the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
I did not get an understanding on this resolution at all. Mayor Gully and/or Attorney Payton, can you elaborate on this ordinance and/or?
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that is an item and stuff that I had added on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
And we have Miss Tiffany Osborne from UAB that should be on the line, and she should be able to update us at this time, update the council at this time exactly and so what this is pertaining to. Ms. Osborne, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, well, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gully. Morning, Ms. Osborne. How are you?
I'm great. Good
If you were
morning.
on the line, we would have moved you on up
That's okay. No problem.
to maybe 5 or 6. I do apologize. Go ahead, Ms. Osborne.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity. This is not the first time that I've had the luxury of presenting to the Bessemer City Council. We were with you in January. We were sharing with you about work that we were continuing in the Bessemer community. You may or may not recall that I shared with you a few months ago about a coalition that we have in the Bessemer community. We meet monthly and have been doing so for many years. And we talk about working on projects that work to help residents in Bessemer live their best health. And so this is another opportunity that our director, Dr. Mona Fuad, who is over the UAB Minority Health and Health Disparities Research Center, would like to also leverage into the Bessemer community. We believe that once we start in a community to continue to find funding opportunities that allow us to do the work in that same community. And so this particular project is centered around COVID-19 and the disparities surrounding this pandemic. And there are many research teams that are involved in this project across the state. And it is called the Community Engagement Alliance Against COVID-19 Disparities. And the UAB MHRC SEAL research teams plan to focus on COVID-19 awareness and education research, especially among African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, populations that we know account for over half of all reported cases in Alabama and in the United States. Our plan is to work with our coalition and many partners across the Bessemer community to promote and facilitate the inclusion and participation of these groups in vaccine and therapeutic clinical trials to prevent and treat the disease. And so what we will do initially to start is just have a conversation with some of the members who are part of the coalition, members from the community. We will start with focus groups, and then we hope to be able to build a community action plan that talks about the best way to counter misinformation and mistrust surrounding COVID-19, the vaccine, and therapeutic clinical trials. And so this particular agreement builds upon past fee-for-service agreements that we have had with the city of Bessemer that allows us to continue to have the work. We have had some meetings at the rec center, but there are some funds in there that are set aside for once we build the community action plan. Unfortunately, we won't know how we divvy up those funds until the coalition decides who those partners need to be. So it will be an ongoing conversation, but right now the fee-for-service agreement stands at that amount. And let me double check. I believe the amount for this agreement is $15,000. And what we'll do is we'll work with the city of Bessemer to help us identify who the partners should be to help us get the work done. And then ultimately you will serve kind of like a fiscal aid agent, and there are some funds in there for the city of Bessemer. We will have a conversation about how those funds are allocated as the coalition builds the community action plan.
Madam Chair.
Counselors, you've heard Ms. Osborne. And Ms. Osborne, I must say, when you say vaccine, you know, our mind immediately goes to the Tuskegee Institute trial. You know, that's where my mind immediately went when I read this. I'm so glad that you stated COVID-19. If counselors, you've heard Ms. Osborne, are there any questions and or concerns for Ms. Osborne?
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am. Counselor.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Osborne, do you work with Dr. Wallace?
I do, yes.
I think I had some people to call in before to you about this discussion. Is that correct?
I did have a conversation, and we did do some focus groups in the spring, and we did also invite those individuals to participate in our coalition meeting. And even further, there may have been some dialogue, because starting next week, we'll be back in the city of Bessemer doing COVID-19 testing at some sites in and around the community. So there's been several different projects and things that we've been doing in Bessemer, and yes, with Dr. Wallace.
My other question is, what other communities are y'all engaging in this besides Bessemer?
Sure, absolutely. So again, this is a nationwide effort, but we are focusing our efforts on Jefferson, Dallas, and Mobile counties. We are currently looking at census tracts in the Bessemer community, And then we have coalitions like the one in Bessemer in the Kingston community. So our efforts will be focused for Jefferson County in and around those areas. But what we will do for Jefferson County is to pull key members from each of our BHC, Building Healthy Community Coalitions, to build what we are calling a Jefferson County unified group to help us with this community action plan. And so it will include partners from Bessemer as well as Kingston to pull together this effort.
So is this only in like low income communities?
The UAB Minority Health and Health Disparities Research Center concentrates our efforts in underserved communities. That's where we live. We know that that's where many barriers exist for underrepresented populations, access to medical care, transportation. And so that's where we live to try and work with those communities to eliminate those barriers that keep them from living their best health.
And when you talk about the vaccine trials, will y'all be trying to do vaccine trials in the community?
So our work in this grant is to get information from residents to see where the mistrusts are, miscommunications, and build a plan to be able to educate as many people as possible about clinical vaccine trials, COVID-19. And we are not trying to persuade people to participate. We're simply providing them with the most information, fact-checked information, so that they can make an informed decision as to whether or not they wish to participate in vaccine and clinical trials.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
My question is for Ms. Osborne. Councilor Alexander kind of asked the question, but I really wasn't clear if we received an answer. Actively right now, which municipalities are you into a contractual agreement with these same services with?
Sure.
Active.
Yes. We have 4 agreements, fee-for-service agreements like this that we are working with in our counties. Well, obviously one includes the city of Bessemer. The other one is the city of Pritchard. We don't always choose municipalities. Some of them are community-based organizations. In the Selma area, we are working with the Black Belt Community Foundation. And in Jefferson County, one of our partners is the JCCEO. So those are the 4 entities that have similar fee-for-service agreements like the one that you have in front of you. I apologize if I didn't answer that correctly.
It's okay. And the effectiveness, how effective has this plan been in the other municipalities that you're practicing in? So
this is a very aggressive and ambitious project. We are just getting things started. Fee-for-service contracts went out to those 4 organizations and agencies over the last 2 weeks. And so we've been working to get those contracts back in-house so that we can process them. In the meantime, we have already started the work of sharing the word about the SEAL project. We are starting to recruit for focus groups. And once we finish the focus groups and are able to analyze that data, then we will work on building the community action plan that I mentioned earlier. So a lot of this has just started within the past month. And the first steps, of course, is to get the fee-for-service contracts back and processed within UAB's system.
Okay, so with this, what is the time span of this contract that you're asking? I didn't see it.
This particular project ends on September 21st of 2021.
And you're basically serving as a liaison between the community and UAB as far as offering these services.
So that's what we're asking the city of Bessemer to do what they've been doing, to just partner with us, help point us in the right direction, help us know who needs to be a part of the conversation, participate in the building of the community action plan, and so forth. Identifying, we will recruit for community health workers. If you can help us with the recruitment of that. So that's the basic scope of work that we'll be asking. And we've already been doing that kind of as a part of our BHC coalition that meets monthly. And I believe Alton Woodard and Tammy Reedus have been very involved in that particular project.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I know she's here, but and it's really left up to the entire council body. I would like to do a little more research. Just making sure that we're not paying for services that, we could have access to for free, or that these services, are services that could be utilized and be beneficial to the citizens here in the city of Bessemer, not just to be throwing money around. And I'm not discrediting the program. I would just like to do a little more research concerning it.
If I might add, the city of Bessemer will pay nothing. These are funds that we are working to give you to help us do the work. Everything that we offer with the MHRC is free. We don't charge for any of this. And so
not at all. Okay, well, I mean, when I saw it on the back page as far as with the total compensation of the 10,000, I heard you say something about 15,000. So I mean, if it's at a free cost of offering these services, and that's puts it in a totally different ball field for me.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir, Councilor Marshall.
Are you finished, Councilor Crusoe?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Pro Tem. Thank you, President.
Madam Chair, I did attend one of the meetings at the rec center, and they're very informative. And I must say, the Urban League, JCCEO, the County Commission, and last but not least, UAB, I think at this particular time, with no funds expended by the municipality at all, I think it is in the best interest of these underserved communities to be informed and educated, not just only in Bessemer, but all over the state of Alabama, because with these COVID cases rising and no one's asking us for any money at all, and getting community health workers and getting them organized, building these coalitions to help our seniors and individuals and residents that may not quite understand. I think it'll be valuable to us to move forward with this, because looking at it now, it's they telling us not to gather for Thanksgiving, and and it's gonna be this new norm it's gonna be the first Thanksgiving and first Christmas we've done this type of distance from our extended family. So I think this would be good for Bessemer. I really do. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you,
Madam
sir.
Chair.
Yes,
Madam
sir.
Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move the resolution.
Second.
Second.
Are there any more counselors that would like to speak with Ms. Osborne? Thank you, Ms. Osborne, because I really had a problem with that. I was struggling with that because I did not attach that to the program that we have going now. Thank you so much for explaining, because my mind went directly to the Tuskegee Institute incident. If it's just with conversation and bringing the healthcare fields together to gather information that will help the underserved, your predominantly African American and your underserved communities, low income communities, I'm all for that. Because whereas we may have the insurance, they may not have the insurance to get this information that you are providing. It has been properly moved, and second, that we will accept this resolution for mayor to execute a fee for service agreement with the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama for the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Yes, ma'am. May I ask who made that second? Who seconded the motion?
I did.
Oh, Councilor
Crusoe
Carr.
and Collier.
Collier and Crusoe, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Roll call. Councilor Alexander.
Aye.
Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thigpen.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you so much, and thank you again, Osborne, for keeping the city of Bessemer, Jefferson County, and the state of Alabama informed. Have a great day now.
Thank you. If I might just share too, just so that you know, we will be at Morgan United Methodist Church on the 23rd and 24th. If any of your residents want to come and get COVID-19 testing, and each of you are also invited to attend our BHC Coalition meeting that will take place this Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm happy to share that with whoever needs it.
If you would send that information to Mayor Gully, and Mayor Gully will get it to the council secretary, and she will disseminate that. I think some of us would love to come to that meeting.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Have a great day now. Item number 21, Ms. Taylor.
EEFS invoices from August 2020.
Councilors, you have seen EEFS August 20th invoices. Are there any questions and or concerns? If there's no questions.
Madam Chair, Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move the resolution.
Second.
If there's no questions and or concerns.
Madam Chair, I have one question.
Yes, sir. Councilman
Matthews. And Mr. Gilbert's Mr. Gilbert, yeah, around.
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Okay. Valley Creek, what's the status on this Valley Creek flood risk study?
It's still in the Corps engineer study period. They made their study and made their recommendations, and they're moving it through the Corps process, which is several steps.
Okay.
And I think that is going to be up for the top review. I believe it'll be week after next.
Okay. Okay.
It's got to move through the review process, Councilor Matthews, inside the Corps.
Okay, I got you. On that street patching policy, how things being moving on that?
It's moving pretty good. There's a third round of patching is going on this week. And it's running of around $1,200 a patch.
Okay.
So it's, and we've been pleased with the performance of the contractor.
Okay. And I guess you may or may not know, there was some cuts done 18th Avenue and 15th Street, 18th Avenue and 15th Street. And when you turn, and I don't know who did the cutting, was it Bessemer Utilities, Bessemer Water, Bessemer Water. But when you turn, your head, it'll knock your teeth out the top of your mouth. You'll hit your head up and I think that's an old cut. But who is to, I guess, report that other than the ones who hit the head in the top of the vehicle?
That would be the ones, but we'll take a look at that, Councilor Matthews, and discuss that with the mayor and see what utility that was. We can trace that down.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. That concludes my question. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander. Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thickpen.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Item number 22, please.
Resolution extending the use of the Bessemer Civic Center by Bessemer Municipal Court.
Councilors, you see the resolution in your pack.
Madam Chair.
Are there any? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have one. It says the court hearings from July the 15th, 2020 through September 15th, 2020. I'm trying to see those dates. I'm trying to understand the dates. Is this something that has? I understand the resolution, but the dates was getting me
Madam
confusing
President.
me.
Attorney Payton, can you?
Yes, ma'am. Councilor Matthews, the council passed a resolution on July the 7th, authorizing the use of the Civic Center from July the 15th through September the 15th.
Yeah.
And when we were preparing the submission to the Jefferson County for the COVID funds, we noticed it only went through September the 15th. So we're just requesting that we update it since the COVID emergency still exists. And the municipal court will be using it to go through December 30th. And that way we can put that in our COVID submission.
Okay, I got you now. Thank you.
Councilors, are there any more questions and or concerns? Need a motion and a second, please.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. Go ahead, Councilor Matthews.
I moved the extended use of Bessemer Civic Center by the use of the Bessemer Civic Center by municipal court.
Need a second?
Second.
It has been moved and second that this resolution be accepted, extending the use of the Bessemer Civic Center by the Bessemer Municipal Court due to COVID-19. Need a roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander.
Aye.
Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thickpen.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Item number 23, please.
Resolution authorizing emergency estimates for replacing the roof of the Public Improvement Department.
Now, there's one question that I have with this. Seeing that roof collapsed in May, what makes it an emergency today? If someone can answer that, Mayor or Attorney Payton, if someone can answer that for me.
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
That would be completely up to you all. It was an emergency. I won't say until in May that it collapsed, but it has and so collapsed. That we have a mold situation down there. This actually was a budgeted item. Individual went down to take a look at that and looked at the roof, and it was a little bit more than what was budgeted, and so for repairs on that particular roof.
Yes, sir.
It was leaking in numerous places, and the recommendation and so was that it could not be repaired, that the whole that the whole entire roof needed to be and stuff replaced, and some, obviously, since we had some rainy days and stuff as well, mold was found and more mold has accumulated since then. It's an emergency because we need to go ahead and move forward and do something with that roof while we got some employees in there.
Okay, let me ask this question, Mayor. Do you think that the mold and the mildew in that building is affecting our employees, and do we need to move them someplace else?
I've not gotten that recommendation as of yet, you know, and that might possibly become of an issue depending on how long it takes us to rectify the roof situation. So I will have a discussion with the department head, and if that is necessary, I'll come back to this body and with my recommendation concerning that.
Thank you, Mayor Gully. That was a concern of mine. I went down yesterday to look at the building myself and look at the roof myself. And I see that we had some buckets out in the floor, that it is leaking in there. And I'm concerned about mold and mildew. And well, is there any other concerns and or questions from this body?
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, but it's not about the roof. It's about the columns outside of the city hall that's peeling. Do we know when we'll repaint those? Because when they were on the TV talking about the lows, you could tell it was really bad. It was chipped really bad.
Councilor Alexander, seeing that we're speaking on the roof right now, can that be added into your comments at the end of the meeting, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Councilors, you've heard
Madam Chair.
Mayor Gully. Yes, sir.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I know. I like to move the resolution to get estimates for replacing the roof of the Public Improvement Department located at 1205 15th Avenue North, Bessemer, for the 3 estimates so we can come back on December the 1st and entertain them, please.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second that we accept this resolution authorizing the emergency estimate for replacing the roof of the Public Improvement Department located at 1205 15th Avenue North. I need a roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander.
Aye.
Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thickpan.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Mayor Gully. Mayor Gully.
Yes, Madam President.
Included in that estimate, that will include removing the mold and the mildew that's visible. That will include that. Is that correct?
That is correct. It would be a full estimate for the roof as well as the removal of any mold.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor, item number 24, please. First, Ms. Taylor, do you have those invoices?
I do not have those invoices.
You do not have those invoices. I sent those invoices to you myself. Does any of the council members have these invoices? Any council member?
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have June, July. I think I got, June.
And August?
Let me see. June I have, July I have, and August. Yes.
You got the breakdown, Councilman Marshall? So.
Yeah, it's the resolution with the amounts. Yes.
Okay, that's for June, July, and
And
August.
August.
Okay, resolution authorizing the payment of invoice from Jackson Harris PC for the month of June for the amount of $5,425. Council, is there any questions and or concerns?
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I was asking, I see the amounts. I don't see any breakdowns. I just received it this morning in the email form, but I was looking for the breakdowns of, the different charges, but I didn't see it in the emails. Did anybody else get it, or could they send it to me?
I don't know why, unless I sent it to you all myself.
Yeah, I just got the amounts, not the breakdowns.
I didn't see any breakdown either.
You didn't see a breakdown either?
No.
Attorney Harris stated, are you sure, Attorney Harris?
I sent them, but if for some reason they didn't get through, I don't, it may have happened, but I sent the invoice and the resolution.
Attorney Harris states he sent the invoice and or the resolution. If it did not get to you, he states that we can
When you say
table item 24, 25, 26, and 20.
Madam President,
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think Councilman Pro Tem first.
No, go ahead, Council Crusoe. I'll yield.
Councilor Crusoe.
Madam President,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
it possible, I mean, because we've been, kind of rolling with these invoices for quite some time, can we go ahead and move that we authorize payment for Mr. Jackson and he get those invoices to us, please?
He is at this point right now, he is pulling those invoices up. I do need a he's pulling them up now, and we can get them to you. If we have to, I do need a motion as well as a second to go ahead and do the month of June for $5,425.
I'm motion that we move that resolution.
Second.
It has been motioned and second that the resolution authorizing the payment of the invoice from Jackson Harris PC for the month of June for $5,425. Roll call, Ms. Taylor. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
I'm sorry. Councillor Alexander.
Aye.
Councillor Collier.
I have to abstain because I don't have the invoices.
Councillor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councillor Marshall.
Aye.
Councillor Thickpen.
Aye.
Councillor Matthews.
Aye.
Councillor Donald.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, 1 abstain. The motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 25, a resolution authorizing payment of invoice of Jackson Harris PC for the month of July 2020 in the amount of $5,620. And as I stated, he is pulling the breakdown now. I need a motion as well. Second.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I motion that we move the resolution.
A second, please.
Second.
It has been motioned and second that we will pay the resolution, the invoice of $5,620 for the month of July. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councillor Alexander.
Aye.
Councillor Collier.
Abstain. I don't have the invoices.
Councillor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councillor Marshall.
Aye.
Councillor Thickpen.
Aye.
Councillor Matthews.
Aye.
Councillor Donald.
Aye.
Councillor
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, 1 abstain. The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Item number 26, I'm sorry, 27 reads, a resolution authorizing the payment of Jackson Harris PC for the month of August for the amount of $2,942.50. Councilors, I need a motion as well as a second.
I'm motion that we move item number 26 for the month of August.
Second.
Thank you so much. I need, it has been properly moved and second that we pay the $2,094, $942.50 for the month of August. Need a roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander,
Aye.
Counselor Collier,
I have to abstain because I don't have the invoices.
Counselor Crusoe,
Aye.
Counselor Marshall,
Have to.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen,
Aye.
Counselor Matthews,
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, 1 abstain. The motion carries.
Thank you, Council. Attorney Harris has asked that we table item number 27. He see that it did not come through. He's pulling the paperwork that we need now, Councilor Collier, for the council. Council, I asked you all to go in executive section because I did not feel comfortable stating my reason that I did not, I was with this body changing signatures. And the reason, Attorney Payton, I don't see you. Are you there? Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yes,
see.
ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm here.
I looked to see you. I didn't see you. My reasons for going, that's okay. My reasons that I would ask this body is to go into executive session would be, I'm concerned as to whether we have sufficient security protection with respect to the accounts of the city. Therefore, I would ask that we explore our security in executive session. That was my reason, Councilor Marshall, for wanting to go into executive session. I would say it would take 10, 15 minutes tops.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
And then after that, you're gonna come back to council members' comments, statements, and motions. Is that the?
Yes. Yes, sir. That was, unless this body want to go ahead and do, and as we did last week, and we can come back out of executive session and adjourn. Item number 28, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Lewis, comment, statements, or motions.
District 1, please.
Yes, ma'am. Congratulations again to the Bessemer Tigers youth football. As you stated, six youth won, 8 youth won, the traveling 9 youth won, and the 11 and 12 traveling team won. And they are the state champions. Congratulations. And I'll keep forwarding everything to Terrain Norris.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that the 8U won. I do apologize for not getting that information. District number 2, please.
Yes, just trash in District 2. If we could get someone out there to pick up the litter in District 2, that'll be great. And also, I just want to know about the columns at the City Hall. They're chipping, and when will we be able?
Mayor Gully, are you on the line?
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gilbert, will you speak to where we are on the columns? We should be having something coming to the body shortly, but I'll let Mr. Gilbert speak to where we are in that process and what we need to do in order to rectify those columns. Ron?
Yes, sir, Mayor. We're working on the specification now, but basically the columns are going to have to be sanded down to the bare fiberglass and come back up with a special type of paint to prevent the peeling. So that's in process now. I expect that to be out very, very shortly.
Thank you. And also about the landlord ordinance, Madam Chair, when will we discuss that or have the committee meeting?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to have that be a portion of my comments, but thank you so much, Alexander. I wanted to have that meeting after Thanksgiving, giving everyone a chance to enjoy their holiday, seeing that we have to go to a different way of doing holidays this year. I wanted to have that meeting right after the holidays, and we come back. That'll give everybody enough time, the mayor and both attorneys, along with the committee, give us time enough to put it on the agenda, and we can adjust our schedules as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 4.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Councilor
you.
Thigpen.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
I just want to ask the attorneys where we stand on the dog tethering and I think that we were looking at the fines and trying to nail all of that down. Where do we stand on that? I know like tonight it's going to get down into low 30s. So want to take care of these animals that are tied outside and no way to get into shelter. So where do we stand on that ordinance?
Madam Council.
Yes, sir.
It's great. I need to get with the mayor, folks in the mayor's office and his staff that deals with animal control and all, so that I can the ordinance that I drafted needs to be harmonized with what you already have, and there's some questions I need to answer, and they need to answer for me, so we can make it work within your system.
Okay. Do you think we can have that by the 1st of December before we get into the real?
I will make arrangements with them today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make arrangements with the mayor's staff and the mayor today to discuss it with his people.
Thank you. I'll continue to send all of my requests through the mayor's office to Mr. Norris. Thank you.
Thank you so much. District 5.
Madam Chair, I really think you owe me an apology. I have never disrespected you, and for you to say something about me being in the gutter, you know, I live way above that. So I think you really owe me an apology. And if you don't give the apology, that's fine. But people who know me know that I don't live in the gutter. Okay, I speak the truth, and I know it hurts sometimes. And I don't intend to hurt anybody, but when you throw out statements and just throw out wild statements and exaggerations, then, you know, when you get challenged, you get upset. I'll send everything else to Rain.
Councilor Marshall. Anyone who knows me knows that if I am wrong, I will say I apologize. But I think I had stated several times that the reasoning for stating what I state, 152,000 reasons. And for me to tell you that I'm not going to do it with you today, and yes, you have disrespected me a number of times, not just one or two, a number of times.
Would you enumerate them?
For anyone, I won't go up, Counselor. I let you and spoke your piece.
I just asked you to enumerate. I'm finished with it, okay? I'm finished.
Thank you. That's all I was asking. Thank you. But if an apology is what you want, let me say I apologize to this body if indeed I was wrong in saying anything that I said I apologize to the Bessemer, the 7th Council, Bessemer City Council, and that does include Ron Marshall. District 6, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
District, yes.
Yeah, I have numerous, but I'll just do 3 and I'll send the rest of them because a resident asked me to, on the, a head wall there on 21st Avenue and 18th Street, right there at the corner. Pipe is being broke, is breaking, has been broken for several, I guess, weeks. Miss Wilma Watson that lives on the 18th Street asked me to report there. And not only that, I just see some, I don't know who's supposed to go around and check the infrastructure needs in the city, but there's some other head walls and some, I guess, erosion that's going on in some of these ditches that's going back up under the road that's going to require some riprafting. So I think our attention needs to be a little more on some of these open ditches. And the last one, on Hickory Road, there's been a lot of cutting there in the past, I guess, 2 weeks. And I sent a memo concerning it on Hickory Road and Flint Hill Road. Now, one time we had a policy where the street department had a policy that debris would not sit out over the weekend. And it's going to be 2 weeks this Thursday. I think about this Thursday. There's some cutting been going on, but it's good to cut, but just don't let the coming into Carriage Hill. We got these big piles of brush that has turned brown as snuff, and with no self-load to pick up. And I know you're gonna probably have somebody flag to pick this stuff up, but letting it just continue to pile up and cut and don't never move it. I mean, I've seen in other communities that this stuff don't last 2 or 3 days, but I noticed in Carriage Hills right there on Hickory Road and corner Flint Hill Road, that debris has been sitting there. And you talk, I mean, 7 or 8 piles right there on the side of the road. And it just may coming into my community, into the Carriage Hills community as well, look real shabby, especially when debris sits there almost 2 weeks. Now, I sent a memo yesterday, and I'm hoping we get some relief for the appearance of the community. I mean, it beautifies it when it's removed. And I know first you got to cut it, but cutting it and letting it just sit there, since it's going to be the second weekend coming up. So we appreciate some relief down there with the picking up of those big piles of brush. And I'll send the rest of my memos to the mayor and his assistant. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. District 7. District 7.
I think she's still muted.
Yeah, and I was talking up something too. Thank you, Madam Chair. In District 7, I have several different complaints, but we'll kind of stick with the 2 that stands out. As I was out identifying some of the needy families in District 7 and speaking with some of the constituents, one of the main concerns here in District 7 for all of us is a lot of the shooting. I have seniors who are afraid to come out of their homes, young adults who are fearful of our lives, our children's lives, it has, heightened the sensitivity here in the city. I mean, it's like, it's becoming the new norm. I would ask that Mayor Gully speak with Chief Roper or and the Bessemer Police Department on seeing what it is that we could do to minimize or even eradicate all of this sporadic shooting. I mean, it's almost on a daily and nightly basis. So I mean, that's the one that sticks out for the forefront here in District 7. Also, while I was out on yesterday, kind of backing off of what Councilor Matthews just made mention of, I asked Mayor Gully a while back concerning a schedule of the garbage and trash pickups. I had several as I was riding. It was homes with mattresses, chairs, all type debris and trash down throughout the alleys. And one constituent in particular, she had a lot of stuff piled up on her porch down on Owen Avenue, whereby she was asking me when was the time to put it out, because she didn't want to place it out there and it ended up all in the street. So Mayor Gully, if you can, I know it's kind of hard for us to really stick to a schedule due to inclement weather, COVID, all other instances that may take place. But if you could enlighten us as to when the crews will be in what areas to pick up, so we can let our citizens know, the best time to kind of put things out in order for it to be picked up and not scattered about the city. And the rest I will forward to the mayor's office. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilor Crusoe. District 3, we did forward maybe about 20 different items to Rain and Mayor Gully's office on yesterday, but we want to keep in the forefront Dartmouth Avenue, please. I would say now that our election has been certified, I would ask that all of the candidates please come out and pick up your signs, because the signs end up all on side of the road and or in the road in our city, and we don't want our city to look trashy. I never want our city to look trashy, but I would ask that we keep Dartmouth Avenue in mind, maybe on a weekly basis, to pick up that trash, because it is a thoroughway in and out of the city of Bessemer. It may not be Bessemer Superhighway, but it is a way into and exiting the city of Bessemer. Right now, it's got signs, if I'm not mistaken, all I haven't picked up in the road and on the side of the road. So if we just keep Dartmouth Avenue in mind, please, Mayor Gully. Anything else, councilors? Attorney Payton, can we go into executive session for the reason that I stated earlier for about 10-15 minutes?
Yes, Council President Donald, if it's to discuss the security of City Hall or the security of the city, it is a reason to go into executive session. My name is Shan Payton. I'm a licensed attorney practicing law in the state of Alabama.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Singleton.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we make sure